Okay, good morning, class. We're going to go back to Tinkercad today. So go back to Tinkercad.com, and we are going to click on Sign In. And then when we click on Sign In, you're going to see this in blue letters underneath where you would put in your email and all that. All I want you to do is click on Sign In using social providers. And then you're going to sign in with Google. Okay, so now we did these tutorials yesterday, but today I'm going to take you through how I design something. So let's close this out if you get this window. And we are going to click on Create New Design. All right, so here's our work plane, and this is where we're going to be building a box. We're going to build a box today. So the first thing I want you to do is come up here to the title, upper left-hand corner. Click on that crazy title. Tinkercad always gives you a crazy file name, and we change that to our own. So I'm just going to make this box under dash, and I'm going to put my name, Raymond. I want you to put your first name and last initial, okay? So I know whose project this is. Now, I said we're going to build a box, but I've always got a couple other things I do first to get my new file set up. I give it a new file name or title, and then you know what? I don't like where my picture is here. Let me see if I can move it. Wow, magic. Okay. Then I get a ruler and I drag it down to the lower left-hand corner. So what I did here is I came up to this L-shaped ruler tool, clicked and dragged it down to the lower left-hand corner. All right. That's step 2. Now the last thing I do, it's kind of off the screen here, but down here, oh, actually it's on the screen. It says Edit Grid. I want you to click on Edit Grid. You're going to get this pop-up window. The only thing we need to do here is click on this down arrow and change millimeters to inches, because the measurements we're going to be using are going to be in inches. Okay. Now, I said we're going to create a box. What we're going to create is like a little jewelry ring type box. So I'm going to grab in Tinkercad Basic Shapes, I'm going to look for the cube, the box, and I just click and drag it onto my work plane. Now notice it gives me the measurements. In the front, this is my x-axis, 1 inch. This is my y-axis on the left side, 1 inch. So it's 1 inch wide, it's 1 inch deep, and this is my z-axis. That is how tall the shape is. So in Tinkercad, we work with 3 axes or 3 dimensions. This is a 3D, 3-dimensional shape. In math class, you've probably worked with the x-axis and the y-axis. Well, in 3 dimensions, we have 3 axes, x, y, and z. Okay, so now I want to make this box a little bigger. And this is the really nice thing about using the ruler. I can just click on that X measurement, and I am going to make it 1.5 inches. So now it's 1.5 inches wide. And I'm going to come over to the Z, the Y, and I'm going to make it 1.5. And now I'm going to slide this over because it's kind of blocked. Click and drag it over where you want it. I'm going to make it 1.5 tall. 1.5. Okay, so now we've got a cube, the shape we want, but it's solid. Okay, one more thing I'm going to do. In this drop-down window right here, where it says radius, I'm going to drag that over to about 0.1. Let's do No, I'm not going to do that yet. Leave it at 0 for right now. Click on it, make sure it's selected, and we're going to use the keystrokes Control and D. Do Control D on your keyboard, both keys at the same time. And what just happened is we duplicated the box. So you can't tell, but there's actually two of them there sitting in the same spot right now. So let's go down to the corner of our keyboard and use our right arrow. And we're going to start moving that box over. So you can see now we have 2 instead of 1. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to this original one, click on it, and I'm going to change the radius on that to 0. Let's do 0.6. 0.06. Okay? So right there. Now, this one, I want to make a little smaller. This is going to wind up being the hole that we put into the top of our box. So right now it's 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. I'm going to click on the X and I'm going to make it 1.4 5. 1.45. Okay. Now I'm going to click on the Y-axis. And I'm over on the left. I'm going to make it 1.45. No, that's too big. I'm sorry. I need to rethink this. Let's go back to X and make it 1.375. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to make this one